Hello everyone, and welcome to Blackfeather Guild. Today we're going to be doing a Eberron D&D 5th edition game, DM'd by Michael Wayne. Looking really forward to seeing what all happens in the game. It's called Fleshmaker's Folly, and the episode is titled, I believe it's Going Nowhere Fast. Before we jump into everything and introduce the cast and all that, I did want to quickly go over viewer actions, so how you can actually get involved in the game yourself. So there's a number of different ways that you can do so. One of the easiest is through the tweet of the game, which you can see right there in chat. So for every 10 interactions, that's likes, retweets, and comments, a D4 goes to the cast pool and to the DM pool to be able to use on any role that they would like. It's a fantastic way to get your skill check or attack roll or whatever it is a little bit over that DC if you're just a little bit short. So that's a really easy way to interact with the stream. Another way is through guild coins. You can see some more information about that right over here. But with guild coins, you can do a few things, but one of the biggest ones is plot points. So with plot points, you can actually make an inconsequential plot change, such as I don't know, like renaming a business or something like that, all the way up to a major one, which could be a curse or a boon for the party or a specific cast member if you want to specifically help someone out that's having a hard time in the game. And that can be, it's up to the DM, but it's basically if they need something at a critical moment, they'll have it, whereas the curse is the opposite. There's a whole bunch of stuff that you can do with that. All of the details are in one of the panels down below, or you can click on the rainbow colored icon right below the Twitch chat box and see all of them there. That's where you'll redeem them as well. And those, as I said, all work off of guild coins, which you get just by watching the stream, interacting, and going on raids with us, and that sort of thing. Subscribers also get those at twice the normal rate. So that's guild coins. The other way that you can do so is through direct donations, subscriptions, bits, and even through Patreon. So our Bard tier and higher patrons on Patreon, which is right there in chat, get credits towards viewer actions every month that they can redeem at any point. Direct donations are through coffee.com/raven or raven.rocks. And then, of course, subscriptions and bits here on Twitch. There's a number of different things that you can do with that. They're all right here over to this side. Most of those are pretty self-explanatory, but some of them aren't, so I'll do a quick run through. So the switch that you see there allows a player or the DM to have another player or the DM change their action word to something that's not synonymous with what they were trying to do. Good example being if you have a bard that's trying to do the stereotypical thing of seducing a barmaid. As a player or somebody like that, a player or DM can throw out a switch and make them change seducing to something that's not directly synonymous. So it's a fun way to nudge the story in different directions. Rolling with advantage is just like D&D in this case, because it is D&D for this particular game. So you roll twice and take the higher of the two results, and they have to be used before the roll is made, whereas a re-roll, the next one on the list there, can be used after the fact. You could have somebody roll a nat 1 and think to themselves, oh, I really wish I'd used an advantage. Well, if you have a re-roll handy, then you can still redo it. Complication, much like the plot points, allows you to throw anything that you'd like into the game, but it's not restricted to a particular set of plot points. So it can be pretty much anything at all that you want to throw in. The DM does have final say on what gets thrown in, so they may edit it a little bit to make it fit better into their story. But basically you type 1 to 3 sentences into chat with that, and that's what gets added into the story. Swap 2 players for 5 minutes allows you to have 2 players swap roles for 5 minutes. So you could have the DM playing a character, and one of the players being the DM for 5 minutes, or 2 players playing each other's characters for 5 minutes. It's usually pretty funny. And then finally, the 1-up is sort of a safety net, so if a player would go to 0 hit points or otherwise die, they come back at 1 hit point instead of being unconscious or dying. So if there's a particular character that you like, or you just really want to help the party out, you can throw that in there to give them a little bit of a safety net. And that's everything as far as all of that goes. I'm going to pass it on to Michael and let him introduce the cast, and then we'll get into the show. See y'all later.
Hello there, and welcome to a game of my first campaign. So, expect chaos and whatever. We will starting out with the Fleshmaker's Folly. He on a train, and with all of our beautiful players, you'll see around here, which we will be going counterclockwise. I am Michael Wayne, and you can find me on Twitter as Michael Wayne. And you can give me a clip, I'll give you Jeff. Now, as we'll go around, and looking on my end, it looks to be we will be going with Para next.
Oh, hi. I'm Par. You've seen me before on the channel, just on last Friday, but here I am playing Jin, he/him pronouns, on Fleshmaker's Folly. Happy to get into this.
Thank you very much. And next we have Eshi.
Hi, I'm Eshi. You've seen me too. I'm here playing Onomatopoeia Silver, Otto for short. Changeling Wild Sorcerer.
And where can we find you?
You probably can't.
Dang it, you just got lost in the wild. Well, magic happened to you. Next we have Thespia.
Hello, I usually go by Nuya, but my Twitter handle is a bit different. I'm going to be playing the role of Thespia, very ostentatious and flamboyant Kenku.
Thank you very much. And last but not least, we have Del Trith.
Hello, I'm Zen. I'll be playing the role of Del, the party medic and all-around conspiracy theory nut, as I've chosen to play him. And I'd rather not just advertise social media. I don't really use it.
Oh, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
And as we enter in, we come on what to this world would be an electric train. Now, as we have this wide shot on the rails with beautiful vistas on both sides, it's rather than seeing what to most people would think steam coming off of it, you have electricity lightning around all the carts on this very cylindrical vehicle. Because unlike in our world, in Eberron, everything, how they solved their problems was not via technological advances, but by magical advances. An electro beast is bound to the cart, which has multiple lightnings just spewing out of the front, much how you might imagine smoke might appear out of trains. It is propelling down a long track as it's bustling down Eberron. And as they move along, we have this nice vista view, that they're passing by of two giant and war creatures. There's statuette frozen in each other like swords to each other. Their sizes of building. And as we go from this view of this awe-inspiring, almost skeletals of the morning of the last war, the camera pans over to our players all sitting next to each other. Going around the same route, we will start with Para and end with Dell with a description of each of the characters as they are sitting on the train.
Mm. Okay. Well, Jin is an Earth Genasi. Uh, he has brown eyes, and his skin is a forest green color. His hair is short and spiky, more of a light green on top of his head. Looks relatively tall, about 6'4". If you were just guessing off the look of him, he's dressed now in a basic tunic and slacks with a pair of sandals strapped to his feet, and he has a great halberd on his back as he sits inside the train.
Yes, Esha, it would be you next.
Uh, Otto is short, kind of slim, uh, wrapped in numerous layers of various colored clothes, in various stages of disrepair, uh, with a cowl kind of up around their mouth and nose. They're very pale, but not strangely so. Green eyes with short, spiky brown hair, and they're sitting looking furtively around, kind of fiddling with their crossbow.
Uh, Thespia, you would be next to describe your character.
Okay. You can see a masked individual with a black cloak covering most of his body, with red silk lining on the inside. His black merchant hat has a point like a bird's beak and a large maroon feather that turns purple near the end of it. His purple velvet mask covers his eyes and protrudes across his upper beak, with a design that resembles a smiling and frown face at the same time. Between his cloak, you can see a tuxedo with a detailed red vest and black pants. And when you look further down, you can actually see bird talons. You can guess that his race is Kenku, and once you can get a good look, he usually just uh, performs a grand gesture, and it reveals his purple feathered arms as he's just reciting poems or lines from a familiar play.
Dell, you would be next.
Um, Delt is a man of average height, short, slicked back brown hair that goes down the sides of his face into a nice pair of mutton chops, as well as a little goatee on his chin. His skin is a darkish brown with a slight line of light shade running down the left side of his face, like a scar, just above his right eye down to just below his chin. A pair of black crystal tinted spectacles sit on his face and can be usually seen smoking a rolled cigar. Um, Clad in a worn brown leather armor with a slight greenish tint and coloring around the straps and cracks and niches. Um, on his arm, he carries a buckler shield with a light green moss growing over it, as well as on the inside. On the inside seems to be a little ecosystem growing of its own. And on his hat, he wears a nice, simple brimmed, what the word, like hay or straw cap that's a nice orange tint with it.
Very good. Now, as the train passes by, and each of them have a chance to observe what is going on, would anyone like to make a perception check?
I can do that.
I'll take you up on that.
My wisdom's not good.
So that's 12. That's an 18.
Okay. So Nia looks to be the only one, unless I'm missing a roll. So I'm not seeing an 18 here. Am I missing someone?
Oh, I guess I'll make a check as well.
Okay, so you're
Group check.
Now, Otto doesn't seem to notice, just sees a nice vista, but everyone else sees, as the train is rolling by, you see what looks like a beast running alongside it. To Zen, it just looks like a normal creature going about. But Jin and Thespia notice that this is actually a mechanical beast. And Thespa, with the 17, is the only one to notice that this robotic creature that looks much like a horse is traveling the exact speed as you, following along, as you seem to be racing on. And it seems to be just doing a loop, but as the train itself turns, you get a good look of this nightmarish robotic horse. Is there anything else you guys would like to do, or we like to just continue on the ride?
Thespia notices this, but is pretty much too distracted in his own head, considering very many possibilities and dreams and hopes and whatnot.
Jin gives it a stare of approval.
I don't know. This grass is pretty sweet.
Very nice. Very nice.
Nice. As the train keeps rolling forward along the electric lane, and it busts through the forest and stuff, not noticing much until it comes to the end of the line, where it comes to a slow hiss as the air seems to kind of like resist, as the heat of the electricity just had been pouring off. Rest, the area around it kind of having this sudden flash of cool as the heat is removed from the lightning. And as kind of like you come into a nice vista, others seem to get off, loading just kind of like luggage and such, but there is 2 guards out there that are milling about, waiting for the group. One, a very tall, lanky, almost looks avant-garde with medals and shining armor. While next to him is a very short dwarf that looks to have some long needles coming out from its elbow, metal fingers almost that protrude from the elbow out to length equal to its other arm. So you exit the train. You're greeted with the ostentatious elf going, "Hello there, welcome." And the dwarf going, "Hey, what's up there?"
I don't know. What's up with you?
I'm supposed to escort some, and pulls out a piece of paper. 4 reporters around town to investigate some teeth marks.
You should always remember your script, you know.
What's the script?
I don't think they're the learned type.
You would be measured correctly, the elf says with a heavy sigh.
I'm talking about both of you, even you, Stall and Lanky.
So, what kind of teeth marks are there in these buildings? You say? Are they big? How big? Do they look sharp?
I would not wager. I'd say that it is just those two drunk. Well, I wouldn't say that it's that. I'd say it's more like punctures into it. I could have been just like some dumb bird slamming into it. Yeah. Like again, have you ever seen a pterodactyl to actually avoid a house? They always seem to just slam into it and then just fly off.
A pterodactyl waddle?
Oh yeah, you know those big flying woods-hoosies with the big wings?
Oh, you mean the skinless birds or the featherless birds?
Yeah. You got it.
I don't trust them. Just a bird without feathers.
I get you. It's almost as though like there's this conspiracy, almost like they're put in here by the government to keep an eye on us. Why must you go into this?
I like this dwarf. He's got the right idea.
Well, I have greeted you. I shall be off to King's if you need me at all. Sure. If I need you, I'll come by King's and check it out. And the elf walks off. So, Almir's about to shows you around towns, where you wants to go to investigate. We got a couple of spots in here worth investigating where people hang out. Don't have much on the what's the word? Tourism. We don't have any of those really, except the squeaky spot.
Squeaky spot, you say? Is it how squeaky is it that it calls in tourists?
Well, I think it's more the fact that like it's very squeaky, and it's next to the rock that looks like a face.
Ah,
Yeah. I don't think anyone would have noticed it if it wasn't for the rock that looks like a face. But oh well.
Is it a rock that looks like a face, or is it perhaps part of a grander design to etch a face into a certain rock?
Or is it a face that looks like a rock?
Now you right here, this is the whole reason why people come. Like like they come for the squeaky spot, but they stay for the rock that looks like a face. Now I can't show you off to that, but I think like you're not going to be really that amazed by that since that's not involved with the teeth marks. So I got a couple spots here in town. Like there's a general store, there's a bar. Oh, and there's King's, of course. And Miss Mackenberry's pies. Wouldn't trust too much on the pies, but it seems to be right for bread and all that.
why don't you just take us to the nearest one of those bite marks? I don't know how much help pies are going to be in exploring this.
I would agree with you. Well, the easiest one probably be near the bar where there's a couple of them.
Lead the way.
Now, certainly. And leads you forward, and you notice kind of like the little needles kind of just wiggle about like someone just twiddling their fingers. It looks just a bit odd just for how long they might be. But otherwise seems to do that. And as you go through the town, you see it just very nice, quaint. Most of the town looks fairly average. Like looks very much like people just pass on through, not a whole lot. But as kind of like you head to the actual bar, you can see kind of like what could be like scratches or piercing into the roof next to a very carved into the actual roof, like a painlessly done, taken probably years to do, is Bardacious Bar.
Interesting.
What would you like to do?
So where are the scratches you said?
Right up there near the sign. And if you would like to investigate that with an investigation roll, or maybe take a perception roll or something else to try to see you can learn something from them.
I shall keep watch.
I'll take a nice look at the scratches on the sign.
I'm going to do the same, and I'm going to activate Tides of Chaos to take an advantage on that.
Oof.
Okay. So we got a nat 20 and a nat 1 on the board. Dale, you were kind of just lost in the sign. Like you think the fact that it's named Bardacious, that's a clue somehow. Like there's great meaning in Bardacious. There's something there. You don't know what, but you know it's important. And that's all that you focus on.
Why would they come to a Bardacious bar? It just makes no sense.
Otto, you notice kind of like the actual marks looks to be like very like cracked in there, almost like something tried to, but it was not big enough to kind of like grab in there, almost as if like it's something was bigger or big, but not as big as the actual building, but tried to bite into it. And Thespia, with the nat 20, you notice that in the actual indentations, there is frosting that looks very much like a tooth. Like frosting that if you look at it, it matches the same shape and indentation as a bite mark in there, but frosting.
Frosting, as in like
Yes.
ice or
As in frosting on a cake.
okay. Thespia would look at it curiously. I don't think he would have seen something quite this peculiar before. So he says, "These are indeed the bite marks we were led to, but one thing I can't quite contemplate about this is frosting, such as that you would put on a cake."
All right, now you're gonna have to start talking some sense right here, right now.
Frosting as if you would put on a cake.
Did it like go to a bakery before it came here to the bar? Was it going on like a drunk bar crawl or something?
It might have just had a birthday and celebrated by biting into this bar here.
That makes total sense.
I'm reconsidering what I said about the pies.
Might be
Maybe a
good place
baker
to
could be
start.
involved in this.
Maybe it's all three of them: the butcher, the baker, and the candlestick maker.
What was her name?
The candlestick maker's probably in there drinking.
Has there been a birthday recently?
I wouldn't think so. But again, the candle maker probably would actually know, because that's the only time you see kind of like the candle maker doing much work is for the candles on a cake. So otherwise, he just seems to be drinking.
I mean, surprised he even still gets business.
True. So you guys want to go in here or what? Like I'm supposed to go with you to help you with whatever.
Hmm.
Are there bite marks anywhere else?
There might be in other locations, but there also might be clues from the patrons inside, which you've already been indicated. There's the candlestick maker.
Hmm.
Don't quite see how that's related.
We can always split up into teams for a moment to take 2 leads.
Very well. I shall lead the team to go into this very building where the bite marks are.
Hmm.
And I think I'm gonna look around, see if anybody knows anything about cake.
Oh. People if they know about cake. Yes.
Starting with that
suppose-
the pie place.
Suppose they will. I don't know. She is a pie woman. I don't think she'd be into cakes too much.
You never
Either
know.
way.
Those pastry folk, they're sneaky.
I think I'll step into the bar.
Okay. Since we're having a split, do you guys mind just rolling initiative so that way we can do by turns?
Sure. My initiative is very poor.
Well, we got a nat 20, so I don't think that's true, Otto.
I'm a 7. It's trying to kill me.
Oh, well, I can fix that.
Somehow I'm 12.
It's left over from the last game. Back when I was still Dr. Stitcher.
Yes.
There we go. Starting with Otto.
I'm headed off towards pie.
Well, since you have at least... So, who is the dwarf staying with? Is the dwarf staying with the bar or going with the bakery?
I don't know, DM. Who's the dwarf going to stay with?
He
I will
said the
try my
group,
best to
so...
lose him.
Okay, so he's going with the bar then, so that way you can lose him. Okay.
Oh.
Okay, so as you're heading down the town, I would like for you to make a nature, since you didn't ask where in town was the bakery, you just wanted to shoot off towards. Okay. Dell, would you like to help?
I'll give him advantage
How?
by helping him look for the bakery.
Oh,
Help,
You
okay.
can just
actually.
roll twice.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Thank you. Okay, with a 15, you do see it, but as you're going around town, you start to notice like there's some weird graffiti as you're heading over to the bakery, and in particular, It seems to be a graffiti that's out to insult the bakery. Is it? Uh, avoid Mackenberries. Is the baker has signed each one of these insults. Well, as you're moving along, and as you go to the bakery, you notice that it's very quaint. It almost the shape of the actual bakery almost looks like a muffin itself. Now, although it's wood and everything, but it's just the overall shape. As you enter in and see an old kobold, it almost like very lizard person, like eh, up to you, going, "Hello there, how can I help you?"
I'm curious as to your wares. You look like a muffin. It says pies. What all do you make? Are you a general patissier?
Well, again, I make because the thing is, with a pie and a muffin, is a muffin is a mini pie. It's just a pie, but smaller, and you can take it with you. I I got this idea I'm
I like
working
that.
on, which involves a cup and a pie.
Do the
Really?
cupcake, do the muffins have feeling like a pie does?
I don't know, but for 2 coppers, I can give you a sample.
I'll take you up on that.
Oh, thank you. Shrinks you up and gives you a boysenberry a muffin to try.
So, here there's been some strangeness going around in town.
Oh yeah, it's that nasty baker, I wager. Er,
I thought you were the baker.
Oh no, no, no! I would not insult myself by calling that. I mean, the baker. mm, He does these evil cakes. So evil. They're devilish sweets, I tells yes. She rattles her cane at you.
Sounds like a real tough customer.
Eh, always try to besmooch me and insult my pies and my muffins.
So, who is this baker? Do you know? Or are they mysterious?
Well, they're not really that mysterious. It's Bill the Human.
Bill the human.
Yes, the Human.
I just give a sideward glance at my companion, just give him an eyebrow raise, like, really?
Otto nods sagely. So where can we find this Bill? Maybe we can talk him into stopping harassing you.
Well, I wouldn't know. Last I heard, that anyone that knew where he was the candlestick maker. Because he's the only one in town that'll deal with those devilish cakes.
Well, I'll tell you what. I'm gonna give you a silver piece. You give me a dozen of these miniature pies. I'm gonna take them back to my comrades.
Oh. And she pulls out like a little tray and with a little stone next to it. Here, here's something I've been working on. I'll give you just because you're paying more. All right, if you hit this stone here, it miniaturizes of them, so you can carry in your pocket without worrying about them getting damaged.
It's very interesting. Does that only work with the tiny pies?
Well, again, it's experimental, so if it can work with anything else, I don't know of it. But this right here, maybe it can work on other things to sneak in, but I wouldn't know.
I thank her very kindly as I pass her a silver piece, and I'm lean in. And yeah, if you happen to hear of anything else strange going around in town, we're staying at the inn.
Oh, thank you, thank you. Okay. With that, we'll switch over to Thespia and Jin, who are entering the bar. Yeah. As you enter in there, you see like there's several patrons milling about to a couple of tables. Like everyone is like, there's an empty table between them. Everyone is certainly staying 6 feet away from each other, and having their own beers. And the thing that looks the strangest of all of them is the bartender cleaning a glass is a skeleton.
Hmm.
What
Um,
would you like to do?
Before I enter the bar, though, could I check the bite marks again to see if, like, like the tooth gap and how deep the tooth marks go into it? Like, I can probably relate that to some kind of animal.
That sounds like you want to do a nature roll.
I might just do that.
That's above average. You notice at least the teeth look to be an omnivore, that they're not just meant for like meat or grass. Almost as though, like, even though it did have a sharp indentation from the incisor, but the other teeth look like it could eat anything in general.
What a curious creature. I wonder if I will get the chance to lay my eyes on it, whatever it may be. And I step down and then go through the doors with a flourish. And then I guess I
Right.
notice this bartender dude, and I walk towards him.
Very strange.
The bartender waves its skeletal hand and pulls out a sign from underneath going, "Hello, welcome. Um, would you like a drink?"
Yes, and I would like a story as well. I mean, what kind of creature, humanoid, are you? And where did you get these scars of skinless nature?
Flips over the card and places it down on the table. The bar table, the thing which he puts the drinks on, puts the paper on, and goes on and gets a small gin and tonic and a glass of water, and brings it to the bar.
I don't know that it talks too much.
Oh, but how I wish it would. At least try to. Maybe I can discern a pattern from its voice.
The skeleton points right down on the piece of paper.
Those old bones probably know a lot.
Yes, and I wonder if any archaeologist would be able to analyze such bones and perhaps discern the exact date and time of which this humanoid was to be ended up in this nature.
And it sounds like you really got a bone to pick with him.
I don't get it. Anyways.
Well, let's not talk about dismantling it right in front of it. Maybe in a bit.
Maybe don't call it it. You might hurt his feelings.
Are you here?
I would
Well, how
think
would I
in your
know?
mind, you hear the whispers of Dell.
Whoa, I'm your conscience speaking.
Feel bad about calling the skeleton it.
The skeleton points down at the sign. It says pronouns they, them. And then just says, I was a barkeep, and I couldn't let death keep me from doing my job.
Right.
The persistence in life as it is in death. How fascinating.
What an interesting skeleton it is indeed.
I know.
He pulls out another card and plops it on the table. It's like, is there anything more I can help you with?
So many questions.
Right, and so many, and I couldn't possibly receive an answer through note cards, but I really want to know, what is the deal with them?
Right. Should we be asking about what we're here to search for?
Oh, yes, of course. And I'll ask you first. Do you know of the nature of these certain bite marks upon this bar? Does this creature perhaps have a grudge on this bar for something it did to it in the past?
The skeleton goes right into its rib cage and pulls out a little marker and flips the card over and writes onto it, cake, question mark, and plops it down.
Ah, yes. I've noticed that this creature had residue of icing that could be on top of a cake that it recently ate, and that was part of the design of biting into its own bar here. So, this doesn't really tell me much. Did you perhaps have a party here, and the creature left after eating it and then wanted back in, but you didn't let it in? I'm just entertaining various theories here, but I could use a little bit more detail.
The barkeep shrugs, like, and then kind of like crosses that out and like writes, maybe when drinking bone juice.
I literally don't know what to make of that sentence.
How about this? Look around this bar. Do you see anyone that was here perhaps on the night that this biting incident occurred? Maybe we can ask them.
He extends his arm, and with one arm whacks it as you see kind of like his whole body just swirls around for coming back, as if he's pointing at someone else out in the bar, almost as gender like gesture. I don't know, maybe one of them.
So there are multiple possibilities. Interesting.
Like crosses, like puts a big circle around bone juice, and then and then adds the words drinking, and then shrugs.
I'm at a loss for words. I mean, I'm no detective or anything. All I can do is theorize and play with my own mind at the possibility of what this creature entails and what people may have saw. This will end up being a very interesting mystery.
Who's to know?
At this point, I would imagine Eshin and Otto and Dell would probably be coming through the bar. Unless there's something else you two would like to do.
Otto wanders into the bar, locates Thespia and Jin, walks up to them, shaking their head. So, apparently, we were onto something with that whole candle maker thing.
What?
I swear to God, it was just a joke. Next, you're gonna tell
Seriously.
me the butcher's actually a werewolf.
The
Otto's eyes
bartender-
get very, very wide. They turn and they say, "Don't joke about that."
bartender writes down on a card, says, "The butcher is a bugbear."
You got to be kidding me.
Right.
Everybody knows bugbears are great at handling meat.
You know, I don't know what to make of this town.
I do. It's called Nowhere.
And we are getting nowhere fast.
What an astute observation.
Oh.
Otto turns to the bartender, kind of starts a little bit, and is like, "Can you tell me where the candlestick maker is?"
That sounds like you want to make a persuasion roll.
Sure.
Come on, he can hear you just fine. He just can't communicate with you.
He only makes candlesticks? That's somehow even worse than still making just candles.
He's dead, not deaf.
He points to the corner in the very back where you see a lone man with just one tooth drinking whiskey, and the bartender just points at that. Yeah, in the corner.
Otto marches on.
Dale follows.
I shall keep watch.
I will follow the rest.
Slip.
Jin, since you're keeping watch, why don't you make a perception check?
Sure, I'm not good at that.
I'm gonna touch him on the back, say, "Don't worry, you got this, big buddy." I'm gonna give him guidance.
Oh. D4, 23.
Okay, for certain, you actually see in another corner, there's a little like lizard folk that seems to be eating a potato, or at the very least trying to. Like just very gnawing on this potato.
Disconcerting. I'm going to keep a close eye on that.
Okay. Now, as you approach the approach the candlestick maker, you go, "Howdy! How can I help you?"
I can't
Said-
register this pitch level into my Kenku ears.
What? What? What, son of boy?
What?
I
What?
don't,
What, Sonny boy? What?
I don't do well with high frequencies.
Okay. Bye.
You know what? I'll let you two handle this, and he's going to walk away.
Trying very hard to appear unfazed, Otto slips into the booth across from them.
Dell slips in next to him.
Hello. And waggles his eyebrows.
"What are you drinking? Let's get you another one."
Pulls out a big case of moonshine. Looks almost as big as Jin's head.
Ah, started your own party, I see. All right then.
Well, if you want some, and pulls out 3 glasses and just pops it up and pours it in. How did you?
Otto, desperately trying to appear unintimidated, slams it.
Ooh, that sounds like you're wanting to make a Constitution roll.
Want to might be a strong word.
Pat him on the back. You got this. Guidance.
Well, let's see, because it's almost there. That guidance is needed. You need a 15, so you just need a 2.
No.
No, guidance is that he rolls a
yes.
D4.
Oh,
Not
yep,
advantage.
Yep.
Advantage on command would be fun.
Okay, so do you need to do it? You do
Yeah.
/R 1d4.
I thought Zen was gonna roll it.
I can if you want.
Oh no, I got it.
Yeah.
That'll help. That'll
Yeah.
help a great deal.
Yeah, that makes it so that it was a 15 you needed, and you passed it. He goes, woo! I like you.
Thank you. Yeah.
Okay, you
People
passed the
in the know
test. So what do
tell
you
me-
want?
People in the know tell me that you know where I might find Bill, the baker.
Oh, you mean? And he looks around, just kind of like, Bill the human.
Just a quick reference. None of us are human, correct?
He's human, and he's just saying this. That's like an old-timey human, so you can tell like it's very odd, but it's almost as if like that's one of the identifiers of Bill. Is he's very human. He's very distinctly human.
Is
And
Bill human, or is he, and I'm going to do air quotes with my fingers, human?
well, looks around again. You didn't hear it from me, but the birds, and they say it's either they made the deals with the frogs to do some unspeakable, devilish things.
You know, all this talk about birds, perhaps I should leave this town.
Why?
Oh, I'm just taking it personally. Don't mind me.
Nah. The thing is, we trust the birds more than we do the government here, so don't worry.
I feel much reassured then.
Yeah.
You should. That's a reasonable thing to do.
Okay. Because again, it's not like no bird is gonna go up and hey, take my money from me. Okay. Unlike Fred the mayor, he's gonna come down, say, "Oh, your moonshine isn't safe or regulated, so you got to pay a fine because people are getting poisoned." That's the whole point of liquor is you're supposed to get poisoned.
Otto's face gets noticeably paler.
Don't worry about it. You're fine. Because you did pass the Constitution save of 15 DC. Otherwise, we would have some problems. Now, I would say, like, not only does the human seem to be making real bad deals, he also has the devilish sweet cakes.
How devilish.
Well, I've been paid, and it's not like I have any other choice. So, and now you did enjoy the drink, so I don't think you're a cop. But if you're a cop, you'd have to tell me you're a cop, because that's the law, right?
We're journalists.
Oh, that's different.
Looking to expose local corruption, in fact.
Oh
We don't
my!
like.
And like fans himself, like, oh my god, I'm with some fancy folk here.
You are, which is why you should help us out by telling us everything you can. And we appreciate what you've told us so far.
Okay, the candlestick maker, or that be me. I've only had like one customer, and it's been that devilish man with the sweetest cakes. He's been paying me 10 gold for a single candle every time. He's gotten about 30 at this point.
Anything special about these candles?
They're normal candles, but it's suspicious that he's paying 10 gold for a candle.
That's why I ask. Why? Where can we find him?
Well,
Tell me where he lives.
it sounds mighty suspicious. Almost like you're about to commit to an illegal act.
No, we just want to talk to him. Why don't you be a friend and tell us where he lives? And I'm going to cast Charm Person.
Well, well, he lives, where you see the bad graffiti? It's kind of like you follow that down, where as the graffiti get bigger and bigger and more I'm sorry, you're just so pretty, I'm having trouble speaking. I'm sorry. If you follow the graffiti to where they get bigger and bigger, you're gonna find the 2-story bakery that has the old oak in it. You follow to the old oak. The building seems to be around it, with treetops out the top. That's where you find the devilish human.
Thank you very much, friend. I hope you enjoy the rest of your drink. I'm going to snap my fingers a few times and point to the door quickly for us to leave.
And as you're getting up, the old man blows you a kiss.
I smile and wave back as I just leave.
I bow and take an exit.
Right, guess we're going.
We're going because once that wears off, he's going to know that I spelled him.
Well, it depends how much moonshine he's been drinking. He may just...
Do you say that as you're leaving?
I say that once we're outside and gone. Yes, I'm going to say that right in front of everybody else in the bar.
Just wondering, because Jin's on the way out, not outside.
I say that when everybody's outside.
So, our first act commences with this Bill person.
Bill the human.
I believe that's how he said it.
That's suspicious, right? That's definitely not a human, yeah.
No, I totally believe that he's a human. But then again, so am I.
But do we believe his name is Bill?
What do you expect his last name to be? Nye or something?
Touche.
Let's go.
Okay.
Otto is going to duck into the nearest quiet, dark alleyway and come out looking like the old man, the candlestick maker.
Ooh. I can't remember. Do you need to do a roll, or is that just disguise self?
That's changeling. I just get to do that.
Okay.
We've seen him do this before, right? So we know it's him.
That
At least a few you
depends.
probably have.
I always forget that you can do that. I often find it funny that I still trust you more than most people in this town.
Well, there's definitely something going on.
Please don't do that.
Okay, the dwarf is kind of like going, why do we have the candlestick maker with us?
Oh, that's just some of the fancy illusion magic. Don't worry about it.
Where did you come from?
I've been with you the whole time. The dwarf says, like, I'm supposed to show you around.
You were remarkably quiet.
Yeah, I know. Almost as though I'm a background character that has little to no input on the reactions of you.
I'm suspicious of this background character with no input. I'm going to cast Detect Thoughts on him.
Okay.
There's
And
nothing
that's-
wrong with background characters. They have their uses, just like an extra part of a play.
History
They also
rolls.
make for great extras in a murder scene.
Okay. Now, are you just going for surface level thoughts? Or are you trying to go
start.
deeper?
We'll start
Okay.
with just surface level.
Okay, on the surface level, you're going, how much longer do I gotta keep an eye on these before I can go sneak off to Kings? I've been eyeing it and that big portobello sandwich.
Hmm.
So that D20 roll was on my wild magic because Detect Thoughts is a second level spell.
Yep. Oh, and that is
Oh no, he
Under.
did the magic thing.
Yep. Which means I need another D20 because 10 or lower.
Oh.
Oh!
Oh shit.
Okay. Until the next long rest, everything tastes like butts.
Sorry, for who?
For Otto, anything like they consume will taste like butts.
Otto, what I ever told you about using that magic stuff around us? You know it always has a weird effect. Do you feel any different?
Otto is just sweating profusely and making mouth noises.
Yeah, because in character, Otto wouldn't know that until the next time they eat something.
I was assuming that my mouth tasted like it too.
Well, if you are tasting, I would think. I'll leave that up to the player. You want to have your mouth tasting like butts already?
Oh yeah, it's inescapable.
Okay, your
Otto is suddenly in a very foul mood.
yes, because your mouth tastes like butts.
Just remember, you do this to yourself.
I will directly drop Detect Thoughts and just be like, "Go eat your damn sandwich."
What?
You heard what he said. Sandwich.
Okay, how do you know that?
The sandwich is legendary. Everybody wants one.
Okay, then what's the sandwich then that's legendary in town?
I look sideways at Otto.
That Philly.
Wrong, that's my favorite, not the legendary.
But it's legendary to you, isn't it?
You've been using your mind magic on me, haven't you?
No, we're journalists. This is what we do. You're easy to read, like an open book. An open book.
everything about you.
Okay, I'm gonna need 2 rolls. One from Otto of intimidation, and on a know everything, and one of persuasion from Dell. And how this goes will determine who rolls higher.
Oof.
Is it R slash or slash R?
/R.
/R.
Oh, wow. Nat 20
Probably
saves
better.
the day.
Probably
Uh,
better.
Plus 3, so that's a 26.
Nat 20 plus 3 is 23.
And
I
plus
think-
the D4 from guidance.
Which got already used, I believe, right?
No, guidance is a cantrip.
Oh, okay.
I'm just like, guidance, 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 guidance. It's one of my
Okay.
favorites.
Okay. That works. Fine. But it then just runs off.
Like I said, open book.
And
Otto, if you could describe the taste of butts in more detail. And he takes out his fucking quill.
hold on. How do you know that? Because the player might know it, but how would the character know that?
Retcon. What is this peculiar taste you have in your mouth? Could you please describe it?
I'd really rather not. I just want to think around it for a little while. It's musty.
Musty.
Good God.
Seems like it has the essence of a foul odor and stench. Perhaps fecal in matter.
We're talking as we're walking, correct?
We'll talk
Yes,
about
I
it
would
later.
assume so. Now, how are you finding the graffiti?
We're following the candle maker's instructions. I assume
Yeah.
he told us the way to get to the baker's house.
Yes, by following the graffiti. So how are you going to find the graffiti? Because the graffiti leads to it. Because you know that you saw some near the bakery. That wasn't that very like big or bright. It was, but you know if you follow it to those that are more detailed, you will find in the baker.
Yeah, I'm going to find the biggest and most detailed graffiti.
How?
Starting at the pie shop is fine.
Okay.
See if we
So-
can't catch the trail from there.
Hey,
Okay.
Otto, you want to try one of those nice little pies that we got?
Nah, I'm full from that first one. But hey, yeah, the rest of here. The person runs that pie shop. They make miniature pies, and then you can miniaturize them.
So we now have miniature pies.
Possibly some kind of interesting experimental miniaturization stone.
Oh
We
yeah,
might
can I
make
see that
everything
rock, by the
small.
way?
Yeah.
Can you take the rock
I'll
and
have some-
tap it against my shield? Does it do anything?
Has the muffin already been pulled out of the pocket?
Yeah, we pulled them out and distributed them to the party.
Okay, when you hit that, the muffins, because they were whacked, end up getting to be, each muffin seems to be about the size of your heads.
When we take them out?
No, when you hit the button against the shield, like, because you whacked it really hard.
Can
I was
make
thinking
an
more of like a tap.
Can I make an Arcana check about that stone?
Certainly, because you have, like, very large muffins now.
Oof.
Oh!
9.
That's a nat. Nat 1, I believe.
I know nothing about muffins.
You think kind of like the fact that the more times, the harder, as well as the more times you whack the stone, the larger the muffins will get.
So it doesn't do anything to the shield?
Nope.
Hey, give me that back for a second.
I give it back to him.
Otto takes the stone and throws it as hard as they can against the ground.
Okay. I would like everyone to make a dexterity check or a dexterity save.
No. Oh, I don't have disadvantage anymore.
No, but it was the first one, so.
Yeah.
So the only one that actually fails, because I was looking just for a 10. The only one that fails is Otto. And as it breaks, what's a funny type of damage?
Bludgeoning.
I think
Okay.
muffin damage is plenty sufficient.
Yeah, let's do 1d4. Here. You get 3 damage of muffin and in your eye. You're able to remove it, but it just really hurts with this muffin that got stuck in your eye.
Gotta hate muffin shrapnel.
What do we learn about magic stones that contain muffins? Otto,
Bigger is not always better. More is not always good.
there we go. Is the stone still intact?
No, it is broken.
Okay. I'm
Don't
gonna take
worry,
a
I
big
think we can
chunk
get
of the
another
muffin.
one.
I'm gonna take a big chunk, just cut out a big chunk of the muffin with my dagger and just start eating it as we walk.
Okay, so how are you all searching for more of the graffiti?
Perception checks.
Okay. So we got 1 perception check. Anyone else?
I think I am going to go for a straight investigation, actually.
Okay. So, is anyone else wanting to do anything other than a perception check or an investigation check?
No, but could I give Otto the help action?
Sure. But the thing is, like, you also have, because of your crafting tools, you have another angle you go out there.
Mm-hmm.
Because this was done of an artistic skill.
I suppose. Ask a craftsman, perhaps. Are there any painters in town?
Well,
think
this
he's
is
just-
a painting, so this, like, all this graffiti is a painting. So it takes skill to do so. So a certain skill that you have a proficiency bonus on here would apply if you want to use it.
I truly don't know which skill that is.
I don't think he's get what you're saying, so I think you should just say it.
It's okay. Because of the history of art, because again, like I believe because of your background feature, that might be the skill, or am I thinking about a different thing?
I think you're thinking
I know,
about a
like, you
different
have-
thing.
Like, just like, I know it's one of the things you have a proficiency in.
I'm a guild member.
Yeah.
That's for I'm a tinkerer though.
Yeah. So
You're gonna pick
that
apart.
would be sleight of hand then for dealing with tinkering with your proficiency bonus then.
We're gonna tinker with graffiti to follow it.
Well, that would be the angle for how he would want to learn. But again, I suggest this just because that would gain you a different type of information.
I mean, that would just be D20 plus 3. If I'm throwing in my proficiency.
Yep. Okay. So now, based auto investigating, it notices that each of them start off in a certain direction, which uh, Dell, from their perception, and notices that a lot of the actual buildings, as you go closer, the teeth marks seem to be more apparent, and they seem to get bigger as you're moving along. Jin, noticing the artisan craft in there, uh, notice that each one, like, there's more detailed, almost as though, like, the closer to home they had more time to add into the craft. And you noticed, because someone had mentioned the frosting, that there is an actual, well, on all of them seems to be an actual, well, frosting mixed into the paint. And each area that you notice that where the paint was, the of the graffiti, the teeth marks were there. So everywhere there was graffiti, there was teeth marks nearby.
Strange.
Yeah.
Very strange.
Yeah. Now, as you get into the near the center of town, now almost a little off to the as the main buildings, you see of City Hall and all that building up. Like, you see off of this, like, giant tree that gives a lot of shade to everything. And it just kind of like the whole area seems to darken a little bit. Yet as you enter up into the bakery, the bakery sign itself seems to be hanging halfway there, swaying to the wind. And with the door seems to be going back and forth, or open by the wind.
Ominous.
And obvious.
Yeah.
Obviously ominous.
Now, as you go in, would anyone like to make a perception check?
I'll do it again.
Me too.
Yeah.
Okay. So the 15, Dell, in the future, can you at least say when you're doing guidance?
Then I'd be saying guidance every 6 seconds.
Yes, but again,
Guidance.
Thank you.
Guidance.
Uh, so as kind of like Otto's the only one that seems to notice, like, there's just several little trays with cakes on their own. But Thespia and Dell, you see what looks to be the description of Bill the human, and since they're both over 20, even though, like, the silhouette, it looks a very human, when you step into the light, you notice that Bill the human looks to be entirely made of cake. And I think that would be a good time for us to go to break.
Sure.
All right.
Cake. Cake.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Fleshmaker's Folly. Uh, Before the break, we had 10 interactions on Twitter, so GM has 1d4, and the entire cast has 1d4 as well, but it's also kind of like the fact that one of our players has guidance, so that's probably why we forgot about it till now. Yeah. Now, as we come back on there we have our players are looking at Bill the human who's made entirely out of cake. What would you like to do?
Otto is going to, still looking like the candlestick maker, run in with a terrified look on their face, screaming, "Bill! Bill! A cake is after me!"
Okay, as you get to the cake, I need you to make a DC 10 will check.
Oh no.
No, I'm not going to do that.
Okay. So, on a failure, or as you're going up to it, you are filled with the desire to eat Bill the human. Just take a large bite out of it.
I leap at Bill like a spider monkey.
No, like that'll be after he's taken a bite. You can do that.
Like, the urge to bite Bill fills me, and I leap at him like a spider monkey.
After he's taken a bite of it and you notice like he's taken a bite of cake, you can do that. Where you can make a grapple check.
Oh. Guess we're doing this.
That's again, like you can do that, or are you wanting to do it differently?
So I'm going to make an athletics check.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not really, I'm not.
That fails, so you get knocked down and tackled with a mouthful of cake in your mouth. Now, the cake tastes like butts.
Yeah, Otto is not pleased, screaming and coughing, and vomitous
Good.
sounds ensue.
Now, okay, as you spit it out on the ground, you see the cake dart off into the darkness.
Oh. Oh God.
Now, would
Is
you
that-
like me to read what would have happened if your mouth did not taste butts and you spit it out?
No, let's have that be a surprise.
Good.
Okay. That's wow.
Now, you've seen cake dart off into the darkness. What would you like to do?
Had your fill, Otto?
Any is too much.
I'm going to cast a light off in the corner where I saw it dart into, just like cautiously wave my finger. I was going to take a little bit of the moss off of his shield and just toss it over into the corner where I saw it over there and cast light.
Okay. And What does it have as the DC to avoid that?
No, I'm casting it on the moss with the moss. I'm just throwing the moss into the corner.
Okay.
If you want to make a save, it's Dex 14.
No, like again, like because it sounded like you were describing you were casting it on the corner versus you throwing the moss out.
If you
Moss
want
just
to,
happens.
Dex 14 save.
Now, because it's you using the moss, you don't have to. It just happens. You see, kind of like as where it lands, there is a dish which has a perfectly sliced cake in there. And since like you rolled high perception earlier, Thespia, you notice that on the shelf near the register, there is 5 other cakes with with one single candle on each. And there was a single candle sitting on top of Bill the human.
Has Bill the human moved at all?
No.
I'm gonna walk a bit closer to Bill the human and gently wave my face and hand in front of his face. Bill, you in there, Bill? God dang it, Bill.
Bill does not move.
God dang it.
Otto is desperately trying to cast prestidigitation down their own mouth.
Okay.
It won't come clean.
Holy shit.
Not until a long rest. But
He doesn't know that.
I know, but I'm just making sure the player knows as well.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Otherwise, this doesn't come across as
We're good.
silly, but comes across as worrisome. So that's why I was making sure. So, what would you like to do? You know, there's a cake in the corner. There's 5 other cakes on the counter, and one Bill the human-shaped cake.
Bill hasn't moved an inch, right?
No.
Very
gonna-
weird.
Take out my dagger, but turn around so I'm holding by the blade. I'm going to poke Bill with the handle.
Okay. Make an attack roll.
I'm not trying to attack him. I'm just
It
trying
has
to-
a low DC, but it does have a DC.
Okay.
I mean AC, sorry.
Wow.
Okay. Do a damage roll as well. Okay. You take 4 damage as you're trying to hold on to your knife as it goes through the frosting pretty easily. And, like just trying to keep hold of it without it slipping through. You slice your fingers a little bit and take 4 piercing damage.
Ow. Oh, that's my own fault. Should have just used a stick.
Now, this point, it actually starts to move towards you. I would like everyone to roll initiative.
Oh no.
Happening.
Okay.
Wow, I'm just doing lovely tonight.
Good
The
sir.
dice gods have turned on us.
A strange creature.
Okay, so Thespia or Jin. I can't remember. Who has the higher dex modifier?
I only have a +1.
+2.
Okay, so Thespia would go. No, Otto would. Hold on. Between Thespia and Jin, what are your dex modifiers?
+2.
+1.
Okay, so Jin, Thespia would be first, then Jin. Okay. As you see the creature starting to move, about, and it seems to be the hands themselves seem to move like little teeth, like mashing about. What would you like to do, Thespia?
Pastry adversary. Very well. And I will take out my large crossbow that's very ornate and matches my color scheme, and I will fire the bolt loaded into it.
Okay, make an attack roll. That hits. Okay. So that makes 7 piercing damage. And as you destroy like the actual candle, you notice the whole thing kind of like falls apart. Or- And there's only like 2 little like slivers of the cake that have teeth. They're on the ground. Is there anything else you'd like to do as a bonus or anything else? Movement or anything?
No, I used my bonus action to use Dreadful Strikes there. But I mean, I guess I would try to reload another bolt if I can.
Yep, that would be your bonus action. And would that be
Oh.
the end of your turn?
Yeah, then I'll just stand there.
Jin, it's your turn. What would you like to do?
Should I rage?
Well, that depends. Like, because again, you notice like, the traditionally, doing with a crossbow, it just made it split in half and a little bit smaller. So you gotta think a little unconventional here.
I'll hold off on rage for now, and I guess I'll approach one of these little collections of cake and I guess smack it with my halberd.
Okay.
So I'll give that a shot.
Okay. One of them is completely and utterly destroyed, and you notice like one of them is actually a little scared, and the last little remnant like skitters off into the darkness.
I'm gonna have to clean this now.
Is there anything else you'd like to do?
Nope, nothing else I can do.
Okay. I would like everyone to make a dexterity save.
Ooh, I do this. What's danger sense like? Can I see what's happening?
It's from the darkness. Can you see from the darkness? Can you see into the darkness?
All right, so I can't see, so no advantage.
Okay. 14 was the DC, only 1 failure. As the cake as the cakes seem to jump forward. And the only person, like, everyone gets out of the way except for Dell, who takes 1d4 damage. Ooh, that's enough. As one like bites into you as it's passing by.
I'd like to use my action to use Halo of Spores. Can it make a con save?
Is that a reaction?
Yes.
Yeah.
A
And-
con 14 save.
Okay. Oh, that's a nat 1.
It takes 1 damage.
Yes. But the thing is because of how the nature of the cakes are, they're of yeast and you using spore.
It's necrotic damage.
Yep. So it had double, so 2. And it destroys the last piece. So there are only 4 slices left in there that you notice. There's only was 4 plates left out of what you've destroyed. Dell, I believe it is your turn.
Okay, well... Oh, as I'm using my Halo of Spores, I'm going to just scrape it off my shield, throw it up and yell, "Pocket Spores!"
Okay.
Anybody get that reference?
Okay, that's the flavor. What is the attack action like you're using?
I know, I forgot to say that because that's how I flavor it. I'm going to bonus action cast Divine Favor on myself, and then I'm going to take a swing at the thing that just bit me with my scimitar.
Well, you destroyed it with your reaction. So
So the thing that bit me was a piece of cake, correct?
yes, that you
What
got
about-
with the spore as a reaction, which did double damage. So 2, destroying it.
Then I'm just going to hold my attack.
Okay. Otto, I believe it's your turn now.
There are 4 cake morsels remaining.
Yes.
Then I'm gonna cast Magic Missile as a second double spell.
Oh, nice! I need a D20 on there as well. It's the beautiful thing about Magic Missile is Magic Missile always hits! So give me those magic numbers, man.
And I'm going to be splitting my bolts between targets,
Nice.
targeting 2 of them. So we'll start with the damage, and then I'll roll Wild Surge.
That's respectable too. That's a respectable 2. Oh,
Gotcha.
no wild magic.
And as this is happening, Otto, still kind of huddling in a corner, recovering from the cake assault, looks up at the morsels that they target and says, "Slay the betrayer cake!" And then looses magic.
Okay. Next, I believe, should be. Dang it. I think Jen. Dang it. No, Thespia, because Thespia had the higher dex. My bad. Did it skip someone? No, yeah. It's back to the top of the round. Thespia, your turn.
Okay. Cespia isn't quite sure the nature of these cakes yet, but figures that he needs to continue slicing them down to nothing. So I put my crossbow away and take out my rapier, and with dreadful strikes, will slash at one of the slices.
Okay. How are you getting them in the darkness? Because unless you can say how your character is getting them in the darkness, that'll be attack at disadvantage.
I
Is my
think
light still active?
Oh yeah, you're right. My bad. I forgot about that. Thank you.
Yeah, and I guess I also would have dark vision, I believe.
Oh, then you're good.
Okay, here we go. And this is Jetful Strike. What a wonderful attack.
Yeah, a 6 is not high enough. It just like as you go to slice at it, the cake actually divides, so that you miss it completely before coming back together.
What an unconventional dodging technique. I suppose I'll have to rethink my strategy.
Anything else you'd like to do this turn?
I stand still again.
Okay.
That's it.
Chin, what would you like to do?
I suppose I'm gonna smack another piece of cake, and hopefully take it out. Oh, no. 14.
Yeah, you act like yeah, like you do slice it up, but unfortunately, like, because again, are you still saying that you're trying to bludgeon it instead of slicing it?
I mean, what is my Albert does slashing.
Yeah, I know, but like you said, you were using it to whack the other ones. That's why I'm needing to.
Oh, yeah, probably still smacking it around.
Okay. Hey, that succeeds, and you destroy another slice of cake. There are 3 remaining. What would you like to do?
Nothing else I can do right now, so that's the end of my turn.
Okay, Dell, it is your turn. What would you like to do?
Bill's not standing anymore, is he?
No, that cake has already been destroyed. There's only like 3 slices of cake. They were on the counter.
Hmm.
Yeah, they're about. So there are 3 remaining. What would you like to do?
Am I within range of any of them? Can I back away without taking opportunity of attack?
Yes, you can back up about 10 feet without taking an opportunity of attack.
I'm gonna back up and get behind Jin.
Okay,
And
that's your movement. What about your action?
gonna cast Chill Touch on one of the pieces of cake.
Ooh, nice. Let's see if that hits.
It's better frozen.
Ice cream cake.
Oh, so close. Yeah, 12's I don't think is it. But because you're so close, I will tell you that DC the AC has been 13 on it. So at least now you know.
Cool.
Okay.
So
Is
the
there
hand
anything-
just, the great green frozen hand just kind of whiffs by as it misses.
So close. Is there anything else you'd like to do your turn?
No.
Okay. Otto, what would you like to do?
I think I would actually like to expend a Tides of Chaos into Dell.
Okay. Didn't you already? It's the one like you did gain. Didn't
And
you
then
already...
it recharged on the Wild Surge.
No, because again, that would mean that you'd have to have a 10 or lower, if I'm remembering correctly. His last
And
time.
I used my first tides before I cast my first spell.
Yeah, and then you used another one in the battle already.
I haven't
like,
used
I'm
one
trying
yet.
to see where, like, because I think you've already spent it. We haven't had another wild magic surge happen yet. Because you used two, one before and one to recharge. Because you've had one before the magic surge and one after. So, and we haven't had another magic surge yet after that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't recall that second tides, but all right.
You used it, but you didn't get it surged.
No, I cast, but it doesn't matter. Then I'm gonna cast magic missile at one of the remaining pieces of cake as a level 1.
Okay. 2 damage, respectable. Like you. Okay, now that does. Let's have another. Ooh,
Lucky number 13.
Oh, this one's good. Oh, oh. Um. 1d10 abysmal chickens are summoned on 15. And I need to pull up the stats as you roll that 1d10.
Abysmal or abyssal?
Ooh.
Oh my god!
Is
That
it
is
ABY
9.
or ABI?
A tiny fiend, demon, chaotic evil.
Abyssal.
Yeah. Well,
So 9 abyssal chickens
are summoned.
Otto
Lucky 13.
slams their hands to the side of their heads, drops to their knees, and screams, "Not again! Not the chickens!"
Okay.
Why does this always happen?
God dang it, that magic again.
So here's the good news. The 3 cake you don't have to worry about anymore. Because 3 of the chickens are now dealing with it. Unfortunately, because abysmal chickens are blind and will attack anything, they're going to all attack you. And just for ease of combat, I'm going to have it at the end of everyone, at the end of the round. So, let's see. So, next turn. So you got 1 full turn to try to defeat 6 abysmal chickens. Thespia, is your turn.
Okay, so there's a lot of chickens now.
Yes.
A new foe approaches. Very well, let's see you dodge this.
That hits.
Ooh.
Yeah. Oh, so close. It only had okay, just double checking. Like the 8 and the 6, does that mean you get both of those or just?
Yeah, this is dreadful strikes. I'm just using.
Okay.
Yeah.
That destroys it. You just destroyed 1 chicken. There are 5 left. Is there anything else you'd like to do this turn?
Countdown to your demise is soon approaching, and I just eye the next chicken. And that's it.
Jin, what would you like to do?
Whew. I will. I'm not gonna rage. I'm going to slash at one of these chickens with my halberd. Give it a nice chop.
Okay, because you're wanting to go with a chop, I will give you the option where you can roll at disadvantage, but you can hit 2 of them because you said you're going for a spinning slash. Or you can do regular with just 1.
I mean, disadvantage, I could just miss. But also,
You get
if I do
risk
hit,
it for the biscuit.
that's 2. Why not?
Oh, nope. That misses.
Could have been so beautiful.
I know. It's so sad. Anything else you'd like to do this turn?
It just looks really cool.
Yes, because it's like very last second as you swing it, if these 2 chickens just jump out of the way.
Oh, Raven does make a good point.
Yeah, you do have the D4,
There's
so
D4.
it is within shot, but you're gonna need at least it's more than a 2.
Better not risk it. All right. Well, there's nothing else I can do with my turn.
Okay, Dell, it is your
Well,
turn.
Before he ends his turn, I'm going to quickly scrape off more spores, and throw it at the nearest chicken. Pocket spores. Con 14, saving throw.
Okay. It fails! Tell me, what do you do to that chicken?
4 damage as it chokes on the pocket spores.
Oh, yeah.
And then it comes to my actual turn. He's going to wave his hands in arcane motion as an ice spike appears in it. I'm going to look for the biggest grouping of the chickens, and I'm going to yeet that ice spike in the center of them.
Okay, I will say this beforehand. Like, if you go at the one that you have that's already choking, you will get advantage on the roll.
No, I just wanted to use my reaction before I lose it.
I know, but the fact that, like, what you did, like, if you focus on that one...
Is it surrounded by others?
Yeah.
There are like 9 chickens in there. It's like in a small group?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, you're gonna hit another one. And as well, it's just like, would you like advantage or not?
Well, of course I would like advantage, yes.
Okay. Then give me that thrust of ice as you yeet it at the devil chicken.
No, I'm throwing it. So that's a 9. So that's a...
Both
with
miss.
No, it's not both. You said roll with advantage. I was rolling it.
A 9?
It's plus 6,
1.
so it's 15.
All right. Correct me if I'm wrong here, but rolling with advantage means those are 2 separate dice rolls, and you take the higher number.
But I have a plus 6 to my hit, so it's a 15. The other roll just happens to be a 6.
Okay, where's the other D6 then? Like,
I just wanted to roll 2 D6 at once instead of rolling a D20 plus 6 and then another D20 plus 6.
Okay.
So with advantage, the total is 15.
Okay, then that does. Okay.
I'll work on importing my character sheet over.
Yeah. Well, then that does hit then.
So that's that's 10 piercing damage, and what was it?
One that explodes. So as you kill one, it explodes.
And then it's 3d6 ice damage to anything within 5 feet of it. That's 11 damage to any chicken that's within 5 feet of it.
Okay. So that you kill another one, but by that logic, your allies need to make a dexterity save to avoid it.
Oh yeah, they also chickens may need to make a dexterity saving throw as well.
Do I see this?
Yes,
I'm
you
right in
see
front.
the ice. Hey, you saw the ice get yeeted and a chicken, and then it exploded.
It's important that I ask every time for danger sense. Okay.
Okay. So,
Would it make more sense if I tried to aim for something that's not within 5 feet of any of my friends?
well, it's because of how many chickens there there.
I'll
Yeah.
take it.
So, Otto takes 11 damage. Everyone else saves. Because I was just looking for a DC 10. Because the chickens took most of it. Okay. Otto, it is your turn. What would you like to do?
Otto curls up into a little ball and weeps in agony, and having actually recharged tides now, is going to attempt to pass that on to Jin.
Okay, that is an interaction. So I would like you to make an Arcana check to see if that works.
Mm.
Okay, that does work. So now they will have that. Now, what would you like to do as your action?
Crawl off behind the nearest heavy object and shield myself from further explosions.
So you want to take the dodge action.
Sure.
Okay. So we're down to about 4 chickens left. That's good. That just means 1 for each person. So 2, 3, and then 4. Okay. Oh, we got a nat 1 out of one of the chickens. So I'm just going to say that's the one that tries to attack Otto because of the dodge. You see it just stuck into the ground. It avoided missing you and just stuck in the ground. Thespia, does 23 hit?
Yeah.
Okay, you'll take 6. Oh wait, no, that's a bite then slash. Those are both on Otto. My bad. It has multi attack. Sorry. Does a 23 hit?
Oh, way.
Okay, so slashing 6. But you also get an opportunity of attack on it because they nat 1.
I suppose I could try to punch it. Don't really have much in the way of melee.
No more magic missiles?
I don't have anything that lets me cast spells as an opportunity attack.
Okay.
Hmm.
I'm gonna let it go.
Okay.
Otto is too scared to be throwing down right now.
Okay. Thespia, does a 13 hit?
No.
Does an 8 hit?
No.
Jin, does a 20 hit?
Yes.
Okay, that's 5 piercing damage.
Okay.
Does a 23 hit?
Yes.
That'll be 4 slashing damage.
Okay.
Dale, does a 17 hit?
Yes.
That'll be 6 piercing. And does a 13 hit?
No.
Okay.
Reaction. Spores.
Nice. Uh, let's see about that con save. Oh, dang it, it saves. Oh, well.
No damage.
But it's got some mushrooms, so it'll be perfect. It's already pre-mushrooms. When you add some fire to it, it'll be pre-cooked. Thespia, I mean, yeah, Thespia, is your turn. What would you like to do?
I would like to go over to Otto and put a hand or claw on his shoulder and just go, "You're still in the spotlight. Get up." And I'll cast Cure Wounds.
Okay, let's see with that healing touch. How many hit points does Otto receive?
7.
A respectable 7. Back to Otto.
And I will just reload a bolt into my crossbow and just stand next to him, and that's it.
I believe you did that last turn, so
Huh?
you don't need to reload yours if you're wanting to do that. You could, like, for example, use one of your arrows and just throw it out or try to stab one of them.
Oh no, I mean, I remember because I was keeping track that last time I used my crossbow, I switched over to my rapier and I
Oh,
didn't
yeah,
actually reload it.
my bad. Thank you.
Yeah. That's it, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Then you're good. End your turn.
Yes.
Jin, what would you like to do?
Okay. What does the tides do?
You gain advantage on this attack.
Okay. It's pretty nice.
Yeah.
I guess I'm just gonna slash another chicken.
Now, do you want to try to go for risk it for the biscuit or just go for one?
It's so tempting.
I know. That's why it's at disadvantage. It's like you're taking a big risk.
Is it worth it?
You do have advantage. It would cancel out.
Would be
Exactly.
It would be a straight roll. Why not? We're here to have fun.
Yes, let's get it.
Let's smack some chickens.
Oh,
Why is this happening?
uh,
This is brutal.
I know. Like you can see why these are demonic chickens. Like they're very abyssal.
Why does this always happen?
Anything? Was there anything more you'd like to do this turn?
Well, Why not? I'll rage.
Okay, how are you raging?
I'm now very mad that I've missed twice with my very cool, very nice, very professional spin slice, so I just just get really pissed.
And they said spinning was a good trick.
Okay. The fire lights in your soul as we turn over to Dell.
See, I already used my reaction, so can I ice spike again without hitting any of my friends?
Do you have sorcery points?
I'm not a sorcerer.
Okay, so you can't do it carefully. Here's what I'll do. Is if you want to make an Arcana check beforehand to masterfully do this, sure.
I'll try that Arcana check.
Okay, yes, you can do it without hitting them now.
Alright, so I spike at first level. Do I still have my Tides of Chaos?
That one didn't go off.
It got used by Jin.
Oh, okay. Well, was told I got given one, but I never used it. Does it get lost if it's moved to someone else? Or is it like a part of the operation?
I couldn't use that one. Michael
Oh,
said that
okay.
I hadn't restored it yet.
Oh, okay. Thanks. Okay. So yeah, I spike into the center of those chickens. I'm gonna have frozen chicken.
You do still have that D4 though.
Yes. So you can make your attack and do the D4.
Can I make the D4 after I make the attack? Before the announcement, or
Well, if all it is saying you call it before a roll. If
Okay,
you
that-
want to risk it being at disadvantage, I will allow it after the roll.
no, I'm just gonna roll straight.
You didn't need it. That's a net. That's a 20 there. Not net.
Yay!
It's dirty.
So that's 8 piercing damage and then 7 ice damage to anything within 5 feet of it.
Okay, we are down to 2 chickens now. Well done. We got one that's on the ropes and one that doesn't look to be beaten up too badly. But you're down to 2.
Sigh.
Okay, Otto, I believe it's your turn now.
Yeah, all right. I'm gonna throw another magic missile. Otto forms a ball of force in their hand after Thespia's rousing inspiration, and just hucks both barrels at the chicken nearest.
Pew! Come on! Give me that damage! Well, the one was what you needed to destroy the badly damaged one. So you do destroy one. The other one, is at least, beaten up pretty badly. And no wild magic surge.
You said there's only one left now?
Yep. So that means there's only one to attack. And
Reaction, pocket spores.
hold on. Let me at least figure out. Okay. Yeah, it is coming after you. Here. So,
Can I see if my pocket spores kill it before it attacks?
yeah. I just needed to determine if it... Oh, it saves. So 18. Nope,
All right.
unfortunately. Okay. I'm thinking a 24 hits, right?
Hits who?
Thespia. I mean, hold on. Dell, sorry, because Dell did the reaction. That's because it was going to attack them.
So what was it again?
A 24. Does a 24 hit you, Dell?
No. Yes,
How?
it hits.
Okay. So
24 AC isn't something you get until maybe about 10 or 11th level. It's unobtainable.
I really cannot remember most of the time, so that's why I'm double checking. Okay, so you will take 12 damage.
12 damage, I am down.
Oh. It's a good thing it misses. Thespia, top of the round. You got a friend that's down. What would you like to do?
I told you this is not your time. And I will cure wounds again.
Okay. Well, that's good enough.
Yep.
Is there anything that Dell says is coming back to life?
I'm awake. I'm awake.
Okay. Is there anything
God damn it,
else you'd like?
chickens!
Is there anything else you'd like to do?
There isn't much left. Just don't fall asleep on me.
I'm
And
awake.
I will grab a separate arrow and throw it at one of the chickens as a bonus action.
Okay. So with that, let's give me that attack roll.
What would that be?
You can do a flat D20 plus your proficiency. Oh, nice. We got a nat 20. Hey. So, fueled by the rage, you strike it down. How would you like to do that?
I would like to throw it very gracefully just from the underside and just toss it at him with a grand gesture, and letting it sink through its neck.
Okay.
You casually underhand toss a bolt through a chicken. I love that so much I can't describe it.
Barbarians, eh?
Uh, you okay? You do see one cake slip away, going upstairs along, almost up to a second floor. But other than that, we are out of combat. You have 9 slain chickens on the ground.
Dale's just gonna sit down and pop a good berry and then eat all of them.
Otto
Okay.
drops to the nearest dead chicken, grabs it by the neck, picks it up, and starts shaking it. Why? Why are you doing this to me? What did I ever do to you?
Okay. So for each chicken, I need a con save that you eat. So if you're gonna start eating the chicken, I need a con save.
Did he say eat it?
I heard one of you saying you're going up to a chicken and start eating them.
He said shake it.
Oh, okay. The chicken does nothing. It's dead. It has no reactions.
I think we should take a rest here, guys. That was... that hurt a lot.
I think we should burn this place to the ground.
We're journalists, not
Cheers.
arsonists.
You say
Pouring
cake
down.
escaped?
Yes. You saw one to escape to the second floor.
Wait, I start going upstairs.
Okay. It went along the actual wall and then went up there. How are you going to get up there? Because
Are there stairs or something?
why don't you make a perception check?
Oh, no, that's. I'm getting confused now that D&D Beyond has its own roller.
Yeah.
All right. It's 19.
Yep. You see an actual push ladder that was just hidden behind that no one noticed because Bill being right in the way didn't notice until after combat. So you can just roll it over and get it up to the second floor one at a time, where you notice there's a little ledge where the ladder lines up to.
Interesting. I'll give it a look.
Is there anything else anyone would like to do?
I suggested we take a short rest. Does anybody else up for that idea?
Otto is too preoccupied for anything but a short rest after the chicken fiasco. Not super fond of wild magic going wrong. The memories. The memories.
Okay, so you'd all like to take a short rest and roll any hit die then? For going up the ladder and up to the second floor?
Sure.
Okay. Is everyone ready then?
Yep, I'm feeling much better after that.
Yep.
Otto, you get an extra one because you rolled nat one, and that just feels bad that after you go through that. Yeah, that one's for free. Like you get.
I'll take it.
Okay. You proceed up the ladder one by one so that you're all on the ledge. And you notice there are two paths. One looks to be towards a locked door. The other looks to be an unlocked door. What would you like to do?
I gotta say, I don't appreciate locked doors when I'm investigating. Let's see what's behind the obstruction, shall we?
I was gonna go over and check the unlocked door.
Well, you can do one's to the left, one is to the right.
Yeah, they said they're gonna go check out the locked door. I'm gonna go check out the unlocked one.
Okay.
Split the party.
Okay, so
Still in the same room, it doesn't count.
Over the locked door.
yeah, because like again, these are just the doorways. So you want kind of like it's about the same as downstairs, where like there was about 15 feet at least
Mhm.
for everyone to move around and such.
I-
So
Was exaggerating for effect.
oh, okay. So let's focus on the locked door. How would you like to open it up?
First, can I investigate looking for traps?
Yes.
Sorry, I am no
There are
longer
no
in
traps.
disadvantage. Then I would like to try and use my thieves' tools. Bust that door open.
Okay. Isn't that you need a sleight of hand roll?
Yeah.
Okay. As you unlock the door, you see what looks like a giant, large jellyfish with a jar of jam, and off the top of the jellyfish, you see two like eyes is going out of the top of it. Yeah. Which
What?
and it looks to be cowering. Like its little small mouth underneath its eye just whimpering while it's holding onto a gauntlet arm with a couple of bees, and it's just like, don't hurt me. You hear inside your mind.
Oh,
Ah,
what on earth is this?
nobody's gonna hurt you, little buddy. It's we're just investigating some incidents mysteriously.
You're not with Bill, are you?
No, we didn't like Bill.
Okay.
Question:
And-
Does Thespia still look like? No, wait. Does Otto still look like the candlestick maker?
That's up to you, because I would think the
Yes.
fact like you lost concentration during combat.
don't
I have to
think,
spend an action to shift.
Oh, okay.
Only shift if I die or do so intentionally. So no, I'm still the candlestick maker.
Okay. At the candles. Okay, because of that, the jellyfish-like creature throws a jam at you, going, "No! You're with him, the candlestick maker. Bad, bad."
Oh no, and then Otto shifts back. Sorry. Had a whole moment. There was a plan. We didn't. It's better now.
Wonder if I've gone crazy.
What are you guys talking about over there?
Well, hopefully you're dealt with the bad cakes. They were evil bad cakes.
Would you say devilish? Everyone else says devilish. Is that important?
No, that would be incorrect. They probably only saw it as devilish because they did not understand how.
Well, explain how.
Well, well, the bad frogman and took my bee friends. I only got a little here. Say hello, Mr. Bee. And a couple of bees that are around the iron gauntlet hand. Just like go around and just go bees, 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 bees.
I need to get out of this town.
So, what can you tell us about Bill?
On that note, we're going to go over to the other door that's unlocked. As someone was wanting to go through there. Yeah, and as they go through the unlocked door and moving forward, I would like them to make a perception check.
Guidance. $28.
Okay. We're going to come back to that in a moment.
You know all.
Well, here's the thing. We just had a boom unlocked for guild coins for a boon for Otto. So this little like jellyfish creature gives you a jam. Yeah, and that's just like it is a good berry jam. Yeah, that you can just like have, and rather than the normal good berry, which is I believe 1d4 health.
Good berries are just straight up 1 health each, and it creates 10.
Okay, so what this jam does is give you 2d10 health whenever you eat from it, and it has 4 uses. Well, thank you for taking care of
Excellent.
thank you for taking care of the bad head cakes.
You're welcome.
Thank you. My name's Winifred.
It's a pleasure to meet you, Winifred. I'm Otto. This is my friend Jin.
Oh, well, nice to meet you.
So, what
And-
can you tell us?
And at this moment, with the 28, it is noticed that there is a large evil cake.
I shut the door.
And as you notice, it has 20 candles on it.
I shut the door.
Okay. I would like you to make a stealth check to see if you can do that without it noticing.
Gotta be wary about those perceptive cakes always noticing
Guidance.
stealthy people.
$24.
Yep, you do that without it noticing. But you notice that behind the unlocked door, there's a giant evil cake.
Going to quickly backpedal, just keeping my eyes on the door. Once I reach the other party, I just reach behind me, pat them on the back. It's like, we got more cake. We got more cake. We got more cake. We got more cake.
Do I hear this?
Yes, they went up to you.
Okay. This beer would just basically stop writing and just go, there's a cake in there, you say?
Yes, it's bigger. It's got more candles, and I'm not going anywhere near it.
Fine, then we shall once we're all here.
We're all here.
Are we now?
I don't know if I'm all here. I don't even think I believe what I saw.
After today, yeah, giant cake, evil cake, of course, naturally.
Of course. Yeah, totally.
We must leave this town.
I wouldn't be opposed.
I gotta know. I gotta know how they got a cake to cake to. It's giving me a headache. And Otto just kind of leans against the wall.
I'm skeptical that you could. Intrigued that you might.
Well, it might help that they used magic honey in the recipe.
What?
I'm not touching magic honey with the 10-foot pole. No, thank you.
Jen has a headache.
That sounds like a good point to end for today.
Ready to face down a giant evil magical honey cake.
Bingo.
Oh my god.
Well, just another day in nowhere, I guess.
We're on the road to nowhere, going nowhere fast.
You've never been anywhere like nowhere.
And no one knows but you.
I want to be nowhere but here.
Yeah. Thank you all for watching. And right now, we're going to be going from Otto, then Dell, then Jin, and then finally Thespa. What was your favorite moment in the episode, and where can we find you?
I think my favorite moment was probably Thespia desperately wanting more from this poor bone bartender than the bartender had to give. The tension there is close to my heart. And I'm Eshi. You can't find me anywhere. If you look for Riddle of Indras, you might, but it's unlikely. That's me.
Next, Dale.
Well, wait, what do you want me to do again?
What was your favorite moment of today's
Oh.
episode, and where can we find you?
I repeatedly cast prestidigitation down my throat.
Okay.
And I'd rather you didn't find me. My Twitter's just up there for consistency's sake. I'm just here to play some good D&D and have fun. That's it.
Jinx? No, yeah, Jinx.
Supposing that's me, Jin.
Oh, yeah, sorry, kid.
Anything involving Otto and the chickens, I think, was pure gold. Just that entire sequence, probably my favorite thing. And you can find me on Twitter at LTALIG. I even forget sometimes. That's LTALIG. I tweet sometimes, mostly retweet things. So you can find me there if you want to.
And Thespia.
Um, I would also agree that my favorite moment is with the bartender and also that Nat 20 I did earlier. Um, and you can find me at Kaze_easy, but I mostly go by Nuya. And on my Twitter, you will just find things that I just retweet and think that I find cool or whatever. I'm not really have a big presence here, but yeah, I had fun.
Yep. And I'm Michael Wayne. You can find me on Twitter, or Michael Wayne. And my personal favorite moments is like every time each of the characters seem to be very weirded out by nowhere. Or just this is actually kind of like the little things like I love just building to a world, and thank you guys for all to do being indulgent with that. Uh, 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 our raid cry will be as we go on to will be you take 3 points of muffin damage. Uh, yeah. I think after that, like, let's take it away to Raven, who's host of the whole channel and everything.
Hey, thanks so much. That was fantastic. Really enjoyed watching all of that. The cakes and everything. The whole thing was pretty wild, and I definitely loved all the just unusualness of the whole world, and all these characters trying to figure out what in the world is going on. But we're gonna go on a raid. So ordinarily we would have another show tonight, but we just are not going to have it this week. But next week there will be a Monday night show doing D&D as well. As for what you can find next on the channel, that'll be tomorrow at 1 p.m. Mountain Daylight Time, 3 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, for a Vampire the Masquerade game run by the talented Zan. So we're going to go on a raid. We're going to go raid Scrat. As Michael said, we've got our raid cry in chat. Feel free to copy and paste that. And I will see you all tomorrow.